All right, so I'm gonna reply to some basic common questions. It is June 2025, and I feel like there's so much going on, whether you're in solar. I've got a lot of solar questions, got a lot of roofing questions, got a lot of objection handling stuff, just because of the state of summer is where everybody's hitting it. It's saturated, there's a lot of changes going on, and I'm just gonna reply to some of those questions that are really particular, so follow along. The first one is roofing in a saturated market. When you're roofing in a saturated market, it's about differentiating yourself. See my shirt right here? I'm not wearing your traditional ugly looking logo of a roofing company. I'm wearing something that stands out. And so how do you say things that stand out? Be different. You know, you might even knock a door, you're the 10th roofer that day because a storm just hit or whatever, and you might just start singing karaoke. You might just start dancing, and then they're just like, wow, like that guy had the balls to do that. Do something, be something different if you want different results. So a lot of people struggle at picking business partners, and most business owners go into partnership. It's funny because we've trained tons of business owners, so this is a fun one. So picking business partners is astronomically important, almost as important as almost picking a marital partner. And I think so many times we've coached hundreds and hundreds of business owners, and I would say the majority have a partner. And then you ask yourself, why does the majority have the partner? I think because entrepreneurship is a scary thing. And so a lot of people are afraid to tackle it alone. And so what they do is just like in a relationship is they're looking for somebody to subsidize their insecurity. They're looking for somebody to subsidize a weakness. And sometimes they're actually looking at a partner to subsidize their weaknesses. And what ends up happening a lot of times is most people pick the first option, which is subsidize my insecurity of doing this alone, because I don't have confidence in my own self, but now they're the one carrying 80-90% of the weight, and it causes resentment. So it's important to find a partner that can equally yoke and equally complement your strengths and your weaknesses. So he asked, what is it that you recommend selling? He sold solar, he's now selling fiber, and a lot of people ask like, Sam, if you could sell one thing today, what would you sell? And so I'm gonna give my honest response to this one. This one's a fun one because everybody always asks me, they're like, Sam, what would you sell if you could sell one thing today? And to be honest, is I like the more higher emotional sales. So when I first got started, it was two things you could sell, alarms or solar. That was it. No. Alarms or pest control. Then in solar comes out, what, 2014, 2015? And that became like the sexy thing. Now you look at like a lot of solar is just changing and adopting. So a lot of people are moving into windows or fiber or other industries. And what's funny is you pick the product that you can, one, believe in, and two, fit your skill set. So like pest control people that go into high ticket, high closing at a $40,000 deal is they're so used to 5-10 minute sales, and then all of a sudden they try to go to a 90-minute retail sales cycle, and they might have a struggle adjustment. So as you go through sales, you say, what skill set am I good at? What do I want to learn? And what lifestyle do I want to live? And that's how I fit my product. You can make money in all of them. I love this one. He asked, what's the most overlooked process when it comes to D2D roofing companies? Now, I've helped probably more roofers than any other industry. It tends to be one that it's fragmented, it's not very sophisticated, it's got a lot of opportunity. Right now, it's got so much growth potential. When applying the right processes. So I'm gonna answer this one honestly. So after coaching hundreds of roofing companies, I actually think the most overlooked process is the compensation model. I think what's being rewarded is the wrong behaviors, meaning most people are being paid to knock, sell, project manage, and be a check picker up or a material supplementer order, right? Like there's so many things they do. And I'm like, you literally look at most of the archetype of a sales professional, you want them to be people, not process people. You just want them to follow the process. And if they have to juggle 17 processes, then the likelihood of them to sell high volume is actually gonna be like a lot less. So I actually think if you split the job into sales professionals and project managers, and you're able to find the roles and responsibilities that fit, it'll actually increase your process. So it's the compensation and roles and responsibilities tend to be the most overlooked process, because then you build the processes from there. If you are in solar and you haven't heard about the big beautiful bill or the solar bill that just got passed by the House, you obviously have not been paying attention. So my thoughts on this is what I'm gonna share and what it's gonna do to the industry. Does that mean I have a crystal ball? No, this is just me going off of my research and how I perceive this and where I'm going with this. So do not take this as source of truth. Take this as a Sam Taggart opinion and then do whatever you want with it, because the reality is nobody has a real answer until the Senate passes the bill. So this is an important context to put, is this is Sam Taggart opinion. This is not factual truth of source. But the reality is the solar tax credit was supposed to go away a few years ago. It was phased to go from 30% to 28 and scaled down to 0. And the fact of the matter is it got extended, giving us all grace, being like, okay, figure your business out, get dialed in as an operator, understand your costs of doing business, so that when it goes away, you have a sustainable business. The problem is most of the sales professionals did not take a pay cut. Most sales professionals have continued to drive more and more sales revenue. So I believe it will not kill the solar industry. It'll actually neutralize the solar industry to be like every other home improvement industry, like windows, roofing, solar. Like they should fit in a similar natural EBITDA. But the reality for salespeople to be making what they're making now, that'll be gone. So a sales technique that most people underestimate that I teach is the question. And I think that too many salespeople look at the how. And so I'm gonna kind of not talk the tactical side, because it's like, what do I say? What do I say? How do I sell more, right? And this technique will be a little unique that people don't talk about enough that I think is fun. Smile, just keep it simple. Your enthusiasm, your passion, smile, and excitement for the thing has everything to do with it. I want you to record the next 5 pitches. And I want to ask yourself, if you were to play them back to you, are you bored listening to yourself? Are you excited about what you're doing? Is there any showing of passion, like enthusiasm and inflection in your voice? And do you go and get energized? And do you, hey, no, listen. Like, do you speed up? Do you slow down? Too many people don't just smile and get excited about what they do and maintain that throughout the entire day. They may be the first 4 doors and then all of a sudden they're like, oh no, I just kind of beat up and just a lost puppy again. People buy off passion. So we're losing the passion of what we do now.